Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So here we are with ever since the save skills came out, this was like the new trendy defense. This one's a more budget one because there aren't max merges across the board, but the idea is your armored units just sit in this corner, and if someone tries to attack into any of the units, save procs or it doesn't proc. If you for example, attack Hector for ranged unit. And the idea is if you just hit and turn in front of them casually and you can't do anything like isolate Edelgard, then she's just going to rally because your unit's going to be able to threaten stuff, and then they just sit in potato. Zephyrin just has restore and you get the idea. There's odd recovery as well, so for example my Milla, who can isolate Edelgard this turn, it's just going to get removed by odd recovery. So, and of course it's just more healing. There's just healing and stuff, so that's the idea. And you just have two weaponless bots here debuffing, and of course buffing their stats. So here the only thing we're going to check is if Nino can two-shot Brave Hector, because we know she can trivially survive him. It doesn't help, they also don't have the bonus structure up, so we have a fort level advantage, so they have even more stats. So it's not looking good for them. And once Hector goes down, it's basically over because we can just go fling attacks at them as much as we like, and we'll be fine. So I'm kind of debating what I want to do here. Do I want to max buff Nino and go in, or not max buff Nino and do the shenanigans? But let's do our first simple daily damage calc. Can we survive Brave Hector's counter? The only buffs to him are to defense and res from ward armor and Tannin Baton. There's of course guard as well, but we don't care about that. If we attack into Hector, it's gonna have 60 attack, and then that drops down to 48. So you can tell Nino easily survives a shot from Brave Hector. That's just it's a trivial consequence of being green. It's still going to do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. We'll just calc it here for the fun of it. So the 60 attack, and of course there's multi, but we'll factor it in the correct way. So let's suppose Nino isn't buffed for defense. We do something like, I guess we could do something like this instead, and Caden will still give the defense buff. But let's just pretend she only had 40 defense. So that's base 14 damage because of Hector. Of course, we're assuming there's literally no other buffs here, like Caden isn't buffing for defense and stuff, but just to show proof of concept. But in terms of his res, it's going to be 44, 48, 50. But the main thing here is the 50 res. We can deal with that easy peasy because we have weapon triangle. He only has 64 HP. So we would only need 82 attack, which we can get more than that without weapon triangle even. So two-shotting him is trivial. The thing is the bonfire, because he's got 50, 56, 60, 62. So that's a 31 damage bonfire, which is again going to do a lot, but it's not going to kill. So I think we're okay to just do this variation, because then that way we can have Peony in a better position. If we do this, if we reposition with Caden, we get into this awkward spot where Air kind of has to sit behind because we gotta smite Milla. Use smite on Milla to do things. So I think we'll just do this. This is fine. Oops, animations are off because I was farming Tempest Trials. Yeah, I think we should be fine here, trademark. If we're not fine, we're not fine. It's not the end of the world. But I think we're just going to be advancing here. So yeah, you can see we're taking a lot of damage, but we don't die, and that's really all that matters because Zephyrin only has 55 attack. So, and of course Hector does not have Vantage. But yeah, things fall apart for this defense really fast once we get the bait in. Probably we'll see a restore here instead of attacking. Or a rally, I guess. Because I forgot Edelgard had the rally. But yeah, basically the annoying thing about this team is that, you know, they have the damage reduction. That's the other annoying thing. But of course, if you just stack enough attack, it doesn't matter. And of course, they have their bolt traps available. I'm pretty sure this one would be the real one. Any other one being real would be silly. I think we'll just go ahead and attack into Gustav twice and pick up the kill on him. But yeah, it's just free real estate for us once we get to this point. Sephirin, Brave Edelgard will probably get in the way again for the rally purposes, but Nino can't die to Sephirin. We're not worried about that. I guess she didn't, so we can just take you out. And of course, we're doing the meme don't activate traps challenge. So I guess we can two-shot Brave Edelgard there. And that's basically all we can do for this turn. I guess we can break some stuff because they're all weaponless at this point. So we can just open up everything. And because why not, we can just break everything. We can also feed Peony the kills, which is great. We're just going to take our time. I don't know what I was thinking there. Oops. I guess it doesn't matter. We have all the turns in the world, so we can just have feed Peony the kills. Of course, Shuffle AI is going to do things, but they don't have any weapons, so we don't have to worry about anything. And it's GG. So yeah, it was just too much damage output. But again, you could see even with the weapon triangle, Nino was still taking a lot of damage. If anything, I think I miscalced some stuff in my head, but I'm not concerned about it. But yeah, we didn't need the bolt tower damage at all, just pure damage output from Nino and company. And that's one issue with that defense, of course. If you know how the AI works, you can isolate Brave Edelgard and stuff. There are definitely ways around this defense to where you can just bait them, but you do have to know what you're doing, and some people can get themselves stalled out by those teams. That's why they're a thing. And at max investment, it's much more annoying than that. Like, if that Brave Hector was maxed out, probably would have to defense buff Nino to kill there, or just survive the counter. But since we're already here, the episode's not too long, let's go into our second match. And this looks terrible because Legendary Leaf. And it's Kempf as well. Very... I feel like we fought this defense before, haven't we? I mean, the layout is very similar to some particular defenses. So, of course, the sad thing here is their catapult is lower leveled and stuff, so we can get away with things. In terms of actual stuff, he's got Wagasa Plus, so Milla cannot isolate. Which means we probably just gotta have the AI potato is kind of the deal. Have to be careful about what we do though, because exclamation point order is very important in this kind of matchup. I guess what we could do is, well, we can't bait out Eldigan now that I think about it. Because the only threat in this team is, besides Kempf, is Bramamond. Legendary Leaf is also scary as heck, but we can, for example, isolate him, and then it's like we could have, for example, Air, Peony, Milla, and then Air can take out Kempf, for example, to just get the enemy team going, because he only has 47 speed. And so Air with Peony and Milla support can easily double that. And can she actually kill 71? Barely. There's no distant guard, there's only close guard. kind of an interesting choice for close guard, to be honest. So then at that point, do we just long bait like so? Because then, of course, it's going to prompt Ephraim to rally. So Bremamon can never go to attack us. We would then have to be able to survive Legendary Leaf. We also have to one round KO him, of course, but of course the thing is he's got low attack speed. So we're fine in terms of two-shotting him because we only need, what is that, 65 attack? And Nino, like, starting out at 53, like, with Caden's help and Milla's help, and maybe Peony, we can easily get there. So then it's a matter of surviving two shots. 70 attack is a lot of attack. Is there any other buffs? And yeah, so, you know, we can Vantage kill Hell and stuff. We're not concerned there. Bramamond is a bit spoopy, but it's Bramamond, so we'll have to deal with that. So I'm thinking all we do is set up here, just spend one turn setting up, and then we go in. Because obviously going in turn 1 does not seem like the most intelligent play. I think what we would do is attack Kemph, or dance with Peony. Air would go here, and then I guess Peony can technically stay there. I don't like it, but it's not going to be terrible until we're dead, of course. But with the rally, pretty sure he's going to rally Hell because she's going to be closer to Nino. I think that's how the AI works, I forget. So, you know, there's going to be the Legendary Leaf attack first, and then we Vantage kill. As far as I'm concerned. So let's just make sure we're not overlooking things. So if he had low attack defense, this would be actually scary, but low attack speed is a bit jank. Because then we can get up to like 50 defense, and that easily walls, even before we debuff his attack, which we can't with Milla because we got 45 res. So you can kind of see that, yeah, it's not really that spoopy. All we have to do is just make sure we don't goof, is the deal. Yes. In that case, we gotta make sure Milla's here. Okay, we actually have to think about this like 1% carefully, but it should be fine, trademark. I guess the one thing I overlooked is where I want to place air. So I think we want to place air here, because then it makes it easier for us to buff. But then that means Peony has to be like here. And then Nino could be like here, Caden here. Yeah, that's fine. Death's caress. This works, right? I'm not being silly, right? I'm not. Oh yeah, we're also isolating Leaf, so Ephraim has to rally Hell. That's just AI things. I'm pretty sure we're not goofing here, trademark. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong, am I right? Famous last words before we're dead. But yeah, this is Nino 50 defense against 63. We can calc to see how much damage we do, but it shouldn't be close, I don't think. 53, 60, 66, 75, 75, 78, 80. Yeah, it's not even close. 43 times 2, easy clap, and of course Hell is not going to survive Nino. Kemph is, though. I forgot I needed Peony in the same column. That's awkward. Haha. So what do we do about that now? Good question. We can just wait for Bolt Tower. You know, that's not the end of the world. I guess it actually is the end of the world in terms of shenanigans, but these, of course, if they had a higher level catapult, we can't do that, but that was just an oversight on my part forgetting that. Is there anything we can do to be like slightly more efficient before time. I guess we just break this and wait. Alright, that was awkward as heck. And there's that. There's this. Dance. We can go over here, and we'll still be fine. We can just go ahead and put Milla here. Should be fine. Actually, it doesn't matter because Eldigan, I don't think we can isolate Eldigan. So let's just put Milla here then. I'm not overlooking anything, right? I'm just gonna troll myself to death. Classic. I guess Eldigan's going to probably teleport and dance from there. It's inconsequential because we just have too much defense for Legendary Leaf. Yep, there's the dance because of that. And there's that. We do even more damage than I calced. It's probably because I overlooked something again. But, I mean, what's new in the house? It's going to be the rally and that as well. So it's already GG. We just have to make sure we don't goof. We're safe to just break this though. And we can just smite up Kaden, I guess. Sure. And yeah, this is fine. Probably just gonna be a dance loop into Emblem going there, which is what we wanted. I guess we should be feeding kills to Peony. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just not feeding kills to Peony, but we'll be fine on turns. We didn't need the... we wouldn't have needed the Bolt Tower damage if we actually played it correctly, but we didn't play it correctly, so... there we go. Not too shabby. That was just me being brain dead, but what's new? So that's what we do for Ether Raids. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode that you might notice that I'm 10 Ether short, and that's because in my match during the previous reset, I goofed and left Kaden in range of a Bramamond for no reason whatsoever other than being completely brain dead. So we just lost casually 20 left there, and I couldn't pick up both ether structures without sacking a unit as far as I saw, because the last unit the unit I left last was a Fallen Ike that had like 10 HP, so you literally died to everything, or you would double stuff and kill. So I just had to drop an ether structure, which it was a double match, so that's why we lost 20 ether and 20 lift, or 10 ether and 20 lift, sorry. So we should be okay for now. Things get dicey if we lose a match, of course. That's the nature of no escape ladder shenanigans. But our defense has been memeing along. I mean, it's so bad, but it's so good. It's so funny. To actually be able to get turn 1 Glacies on Legendary Julia while she's bonus, that's just the greatest thing ever, Kappa. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.